Next up is a Sony X-70. And let's see, this one has a hum that is intermittent. And I'm thinking I'm going to try to shoot this one unedited, see how quickly I can identify the problem and repair it. Let's see kind of real time how long something like this will take. So I have it running through my stereo in my garage. A little bit of sound here. Let's see. Okay, so there's definite sound when I disconnect the ground. And I get a little bit of hum. And what I'm going to try to do is, first I want to make sure I have sound out of both channels. Sounds like I'm only getting sound out of one channel. And I have some RCA, an RCA connector going to my stereo in the garage. So. And I'm only getting sound out of the left channel. Alright. So what I'm going to do is swap these around just to make sure, because this is a newer stereo that I have in the garage. Make sure something else isn't going on here. See if that changes. Now I've got the other channel. So now I have right but no left. All right. But the weird thing was, when this was demoed, I was getting sound out of both channels. So we were able to, the customer was able to move the cable around and we were able to get sound. So I'm just kind of curious as to, yep, there we go. So now we have sound back out of the other channel. But that's a worse hum. Alright, so we got some bad RCA cables. So what I'm going to do is remove the platter. Disconnect from power. This tone arm is secured to the base somewhat. Let me make this a little bit more secure here. All right. So remove the bottom here. Whoops. And it looks to me like someone has possibly looked at these before, because, and I'll show you, there's electrical tape on the tone arm wires. This is the screws missing. And the only reason I may have to actually edit this into multiple segments is if I don't have any RCA cables, which I normally have a bunch. So, but we'll see what I have. I don't know if I have what I would typically put on this. Let's see. Yeah, I got some monster cables. We'll see if these will work. All right, so we have RCA cables coming into this board right here. They are soldered onto a couple of posts. What I want to do first is grab my multimeter, and I want to test for continuity. What we're looking for is a beep, right? So let's see. First, I am going to. So this is left, I believe. Nothing. Oh wait, no. That's. What am I doing? That's power. Jesus. It's up there. All right. So let's see what's going on here. It looks like there's more disassembly required. Yeah, I don't like what we have going on here. There should be a plastic, if you want to call it a clip, there should be a plastic clip there. Hold that in position. So I'm wondering, I bet these were cut once before, trimmed down, and then, because there was probably a hum once upon a time. And the problem with leaving it without that is you can yank on the cable, RCA cables, and cause what we have going on right now. Screw fell down there. Boy, I do not like this at all. There's the screw. Nope, I don't like this at all. So there's the board. It looks like it's hinged. Man, what a super sketchy setup for this. Because you got the tone arm wires going through this cover. Looks like they're being held in with a piece of tape. So I'm going to remove the tape. And there's what we have. So now let's see what we have going on in terms of continuity. So this should be red. So that's good. This should be white. Nothing. Nope, nothing for left. So right is good, left is bad. Right ground. Left ground and right ground. Yeah. So let me zoom in and show you what we got to work with here. So what we have is left, no continuity. Right, continuity. Ground for left is good. Ground for right is good. So what I'm going to do is just, let's see, go to, how do those attach? Oh, they're attached up here. So let me just verify something. Let me check that again. I want to check left. Okay, so left is intermittent. No, maybe not. I'm trying to get it to cut out, is what I'm trying to do. Yeah, there we go. And I've got it pinched over here with my right hand, and what I'm doing is kind of moving it around so it's kind of pinched like this over here. If I can show you, nothing's cooperating. Pinch like this over here. And see right now, it comes and goes. All right. So it looks like we are pulling the cables from this back side. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah. Boy, what a weird setup that is. It's almost like the left cable is, oh no, it's good. It's just the outer sleeve is bad. And then we have, oh, that was ground. Let me try. I must have been hitting this. This is, yeah, there we go. Yep. Yep, it's intermittent. So you can see over here, I've got a touch in the middle post, but I'm not getting anything. I was on the ground, and I think I was just making contact with the, yeah. Yep, nothing. All right. So what I have to do is remove the solder without messing up these tone arm wires. And it's going to be quite the task. So we have red, green, blue, white. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay, so red, green, blue, white. I'm trying to figure out the color coding for these cables. So we have red, but this is going to what would be ground. We have white, which I assume would be ground, going to red. Interesting. And again, I think someone's been in here before, so I wonder if they just wired that wrong. But anyway, I got it apart, so let's put some new cables on it. Is that on? Oh, my desoldering tool's not even. So I gotta let that warm up for a minute. Maybe we shouldn't do this real time, because now you have to wait for my desoldering tool to warm up. Actually, these warm up pretty quickly. Yeah, that solder's awfully shiny. Here we go. And I don't want to hit those tone arm wires. Don't know if I can separate that or not. Let's see. Okay, we got that one. This one. Oh, I got to do the ground too. In the ground, I want to preserve, although, you know, I'm going to have to run a new ground wire because I think the customer wanted longer cables on this one, so I'm going to remove that too. Oh, come on now. Gosh darn it. Alright, well, the black tone arm ground wire is going to have to be reattached on this. They share the same opening. Gosh. Whoops. Now I'm just going to cut that piece of crap off of there. Alright, that one is stuck a little. Maybe my soldering iron will be a little bit easier to loosen this one up. There we go. Come on. Gosh, could this be any easier to get to? There we go. Okay. I have to remember to attach that black ground again. And I need to get that, the little bit of that ground wire out of there. There we go. Come on, I'm just trying to push it through so I can pull you out the other side. I think we're still on in the frame. Gosh, what a pain. Should be much easier than this to get that out of there, but it is proving to be more difficult. Oh, crap. Oh, the issues you run into. Just trying to pull the remnants of that wire out of there. I think that was a mistake. Trying it the way I tried it. Oh my gosh. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Right. There we go. Gosh. What a pain that was. right, we're going to put these monster cables on it. So I'm just clipping the ends off camera. Right now what I'm doing is just trimming the outer cladding off, like so. Kind of scoring it around, and hopefully I can just twist that off of there. That's the goal anyway. Show you what let me zoom out. Trying to remove this. Making little tiny cuts all the way around. And this is why I cut a lot of this stuff out, because it takes longer than it should. And I know I don't do myself any favors with how I choose to do things. So. All right, so here we go. So here we have this insulation. We can clip that off, as much of that as possible. Same on this side. And I believe sometimes, since this has a red and a white, red should be the post, white should be the outside. I'm going to confirm that. Sometimes, see this little silver wire I'm cutting, sometimes that's the ground. So let me test one of these ends. I've used these cables before, but I don't typically have some other cables that I use. They're the Monster 3.5 millimeter to RCA adapter. I think they work really well. So I usually will use those. For RCA cables. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to go and test this. So we've got red. Let me do this in this hand. We have red. I'm assuming it goes to the post on one of the sides, one of the channels. Yep, so that's left. So I'm on the left channel. And white should go to the ground. Whoops, I got a bolt touching. It is not my morning. Yep, so that's ground. Alright, so white is ground, red is signal, positive, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm going to, I know that I mentioned it didn't look like these were put in correctly last time. Maybe that is by design. I don't know. But to me, so for those that don't know, red is, let's say hot, right? Red is hot for the right channel, green is ground for the right channel, white is hot for the left channel, blue is ground for the left channel. Now I had, on the other cables, it was the opposite, right? And then we have the ground wire. And I think I'm going to preserve the old ground wire and use it, but I will put, because I think the cables are different lengths. Yeah, the cables are different lengths. So what I'm going to do is splice towards the turntable and have this flexible wire where you would attach the ground to the receiver. And I'm just splitting this off camera. Just pulling it apart. And sometimes you have one of these, right? So I gotta cut the little shroud off of here, like so I can separate them. Now I can pull that ground wire out, right? And I'm just separating it like that. Again, the reason I'm doing that is because this is really flexible. And I've got some black. I'm just going to get my black wire over here. So what I'll do is once I get the cables installed, then I'll cut a section of this off. This is not very flexible. This will run into the board, and then this will run where the ends go. All right, so let's see which is right and which is left. I've got right is marked, left is not. I don't know what I'm going to do about this right here. I think I'm going to have to kind of leave it like it is in terms of not having a little clamp to hold it in place. And I guess this will do that to an extent. So let's solder this in here. But I'm going to do right where that opening is awfully small. Dang. The ground opening is pretty wide. Oh, I know, you've been on too long. I need to remove some solder from that. Maybe I can open that up a little bit. If not, I got a little drill bit I can use. There might be some wire stuck in there. You know what? Screw it. Let me do this instead. Open that up a little bit. Yeah, bye-bye. Should probably move that out of my way. Again, real time, you can see me fumble through this crap. That's why I edit it out normally. And I'm going to have to open that up a little bit wider. Dang. I don't know if there's something in there or if it's just really narrow. In my desoldering gun, I have used it so much that I don't know that it's working real well anymore. There we go. There was a little piece of wire there. Alright. Now let's see if that'll make my life any easier with this repair. Cool. Alright, we got both through on the right channel, so I'm going to solder those so they don't move. And again, I'm going red to red and white to white. And when I say white to white, I mean I'm going positive to where I believe the positive should be and negative to where I believe the negative should be. I may have to reverse these, but I think this should be alright. But we'll see. Alright, so this will be white and red. Oh my gosh. Here we go. You have to be so careful because of those tone arm wires on this board. And this RCA cable, now I know why I use the other ones. This sucks to work with. And doing this with a camera mount right in my way is making it even more tricky. Kind of reminds me of my rant with cassette decks and it just needs a belt. Oh, it just needs RCA cables. Well, you know, sometimes RCA cables can be kind of a chore. They can be kind of a nightmare to replace. Not always easy. You know, when I edit this part down to 20 seconds, it's like, oh, that didn't look too bad. But then you realize, oh, that actually took him like 20 minutes or 25 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever. Alright, so there is the left channel. Now, I need to figure out how much of this ground I need. And I like to leave this a little bit longer on the end. So I'm going to go, and it's not going to be real precise, but I'm going to do about, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches here. Maybe a little bit more. Bring this down, attach the ground. Some dog is barking somewhere, and it's actually not mine for a change. And what I'm going to do with this is pop it through, and I'm actually going to fold it, and then I need to find the black tone arm wire and kind of loop that underneath. There we go. I'm going to solder them together in a big blob right there. There we go. Alright, now I will get some shrink. Looking for my shrink. Oh, it's there. It's right next to me. Oh, that might be a little bit too big. Yeah, it's better. You know, there are good ways to do this, to connect two ends like this. I do have a little thing to make my life a little bit easier in that respect. I have one of these contraptions. Got a couple little clips here on the end. But this thing's kind of janky, so. But it works. So I'm going to clip each end here, put it together, solder the crap out of it. And these also act kind of like a heat sink. All right, that looks good. Like so. Now I will hit this with the heat gun to actually shrink the tubing. Oh, I may have made it just a little bit too fat. Oh no, I didn't. I'll heat this with a heat gun afterwards to shrink that down. This is pretty tight as it is, so. Okay, so that is connected. So let's do a test. Well, actually, let me put this back together first. And I may have to get another little piece of tape here. Those tone arm wires. That hooks on there like so. Whoa! Hey, we got something else going on here. This broke off. We have another ground wire going to one of the boards that broke off as well. Wouldn't that suck if that was the problem all along? I think it was attached before. I think moving that board around probably disconnected it, but man, I'm gonna have to watch the video. If this was the issue, I'm gonna be kind of pissed. But I was testing from the cable termination point, so that should not be the issue. So that broke off right there. So let me get my soldering iron, soften that up. Reattach that, like so. So now that's good. Yeah, I'm not digging this configuration too much. How this is put together, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And talk about a freaking joke. Sorry if my head's in the way, but actually, sorry that the camera's in the way of my head. This is more like it. Just want to tack these down in there. At least get this situated and see what happens as a result. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't like that, how this is set up. And I'm screwing the cover on because I just want to make sure that everything is good. Like this. Alright, success or failure? What do you suppose is going to happen here? Stereo's on. Cables are attached. The ground is attached. I'm getting just a little bit of hum, but yeah, that's not good. Alright, so let's see. This may get loud. I don't think that ground is right. Let's see if that ground is right. I don't like that cover. I don't like this cover at all. I don't like this cover at all. Alright, so there's that. All of those are attached. All of those are connected. This seems to be okay. Those are all right. And this may have to be, I may have to have the bottom on for this to really be properly grounded. Let's see. What I'll do is I'll flip it over and see. And the reason I say that is I'm not sure why this little springy part is there. Oh, whoops. I forgot it has to hinge on there. Here we go. That was actually kind of like this. I don't know if I'm able to use this again. I think it was like this. And at least it'll lock it in place. Man, I may have to use a different cable. Because that is not cooperating at all. Yeah, this cable's probably too thick. I may come up with a different solution for that. But let me, I'm going to put the bottom back on and see what happens now. Did. Yeah, funny thing is I would probably have edited this video down to about 15 minutes. But I thought, let's do one real time and see. Oh, that's the one that was missing. See how long one of these actually takes. And again, I have not... Oh, one screw came out. I missed one. I have not yet completed securing that RCA cable, but let's see what happens. Okay, so that's on. Oh, it's quiet. And, you know, I forgot. I don't have a head shell. So, of course, you're going to have a little bit of hum without a head shell. Let's see. There's a little bit. Yeah, you know what? It does not... I guess I had to put those wires in the way they came out. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. Because it looks like it's a solder joint that is directly connecting the wires, the tone arm wires, RCA cables to the tone arm wires. That's the one that fell out. That's the one that's missing. Alright, we get to have another go at this, it looks like. Yay! So again, to me it makes sense this would be positive, this would be negative, but it was reversed. So I might as well just put it back the way I found it, but it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I'd have to look at the traces on the backside and see if it makes any sense, but and this one was so tight it's probably gonna want to come out of there. Yep, that's kind of what I figured. So I'm going to have to do this and do this. Pull that out of there. Here we go. Swap these around while I got them right here. So again, I think it's backwards, but maybe this is really how it goes. I may have to heat this white one up because it's with the solder on it, it's going to be too fat to go in there. Just RCA cables, that's simple, right? I guess if you're paying attention. And you'd put it back the way you found it, which that's on me for thinking that that was not correct. Alright, let's see. I gotta push that through. I think that is gonna be good. Where is my... Here it is. Okay. There's one channel. Come on. Come on, you're plenty hot. You can heat that up. There you go. Yeah, my desoldering tool has seen better days. I have got a lot of use out of it, but it's I've had to replace the diaphragm on it and do some other things. It doesn't want to work 100% of the time. Yep, and this is going to be just like the other one. Going to have to do a little bit of this. Heat that up. Okay, that side's out. This side. Come on. Gosh, what a pain in the butt. Here we go. Okay, now reverse these. We got white. That's going to be way too fat to go in there. So I need to soften that up. Well, it's hot, sometimes you can do that, but not in this case, so. Again, I may have to open that, make that opening a little bit bigger there. Always something on just about everything. Always something that doesn't want to go according to plan. Oh, gosh darn it. Well, shoot. So I can just, it's just a little tiny bit too fat. I just need to remove a tiny bit of solder. Alright, there we popped it through a little bit. And now we got the hot side popped through. This should be enough. should be all reattached. I hope. Again, I don't like this design at all. And again, now you see why I edited all this stuff out. Okay. There we go. That side's a little loose yet. Let's try it again. And the reason why I am tightening all these screws down is these are kind of a, I like to keep them in the bottom. And notice how I don't put any pressure on my little screwdriver here, because on Sony turntables on the plinth, the little sockets that, I'll call them sockets, that the screws go into, super soft, and they will strip out really easily, and the screws will no longer hold. Alright, now let's see what is going on. Okay. Sound check. No hum. Oh, there's hum. Nope, still don't have that channel. So I don't know what the deal is. I have no idea what the deal is on this one. So, oh, that pisses me off. No earthly idea. What if I want to curse a lot right now? I so badly want to just F-bomb all over this thing. Let me just run it, see what's going on. Alright, I'm going to test this. I'm going to test it off camera though, because, you know, copyrights. I just want to see what happens. Well, I guess I can at least get this started. So start. Slowly making its way over. Now this isn't level, so there it goes. And sounds like dog. What the f is this thing? Nope, I have no idea what's going on with this thing. Whoa. Sounds like absolute crap. Horrible hum, absolute garbage. Piece of alright. Yeah, that was good. That was real Okay, so I've calmed down. And I actually found one of the cables that I normally use. And you know, there might have been an issue with that cladding, the wire that I pulled out from those other ones. I think I tried using those in the past, and I think I had the same issue with those. So let's go with the cables that I know. Right, so this is a monster cable. It's a 3.5 millimeter to RCA adapter. And these typically will work a lot better. And again, I'm removing the cladding. That had me just the slightest bit aggravated. But you know, stuff like this, it makes me like wonder why I do this. Like, why do I keep doing this? Because some of these things are just so frustrating. And they're so much more difficult than they have to be, than they should be. And I'm always up against the clock because I actually have a job that I go out and do every day. So I have to steal an hour here and an hour there to do this. It's just I'm able to do this at kind of off hours. So like first thing in the morning when the house is empty, I can steal an hour to work on something like I have done today. And again, I'm doing this unedited, other than the little break that I took there. And I literally had the camera off for about a minute, and I saw this cable sitting on the side of my bench. I have to order some more because I usually keep a fair number of these cables on hand. One little piece of that cladding just it won't let me remove it. All right. That's my Linux PC making noises now. It's an old gaming PC my kids gave me. Alright. So let's go with the cable that I know, see if this works any better. I am still going to go back to the way I found this. But that can't be right. They're on the same... That can't be right. They can't be that way. I mean, they're... So I'm going to put it back to... I'm going to put it the way I think it should go. There, those... Man, that's much easier to work with than that other cable was. Okay, come on, there you go. All right, right channel is in. Now let's do the left. Again, camera in the way. And I know I've mentioned this in the past, but it is so difficult to film, to record, and actually do the job at the same time. All right. And I'm not doing a very good job of seeing what's in the frame, but I really just want to get this job done at this point. I should probably tin these to make them a little bit easier to work with. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to because they just keep smashing down because I can't get in a good position to put that in there. Yep, so let me do that. Just want to put a little bit of solder on that just to put something on the end, hold the wires together. There's that one. There's that one. Let's see if that makes it any easier. Oh, now the hot is a little too fat to go in there. I mean, I just barely put anything on it. Gosh, it is such a pain in the butt. Here we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. Here we go. There, finally. Oh, but now the ground's not going through. Here we go. I'll probably never do one of these videos again where I don't edit it, because this is going way too long. Should not go this long. Should not take this long. Well, that'll be easier to clip now in there with this. Secure it a little bit better. Here we go. Make sure to include this shroud. Now, if this doesn't get it, then I have no idea what the issue is. I have no idea. There may be some other issue. But at least I had sound out of both channels. There was just the hum. Before it was hum and loss of a channel. At least that's what I saw. All right. See, I think I got it upside down. Let me try it the other way. I think if I put this on like so, and then kind of have it twisted the way it was, and put it right there, it'll kind of lock that in place. So you can't really tug on it from the outside and move it. At least that's the theory I'm operating under. Yes, it's kind of locked in there now. Can't really move it. And that one doesn't want to tighten down. Alright, if this doesn't do it, I don't know what will. So ground wire is attached. Red and blue are now attached. Turn it on, turn it up. I still have the hum. Son of a gun. Oh, there it goes. Now it's gone. No hum. No hum at all. But will I get sound? That's the question. I think it must have been that cable. It must have been that cable. Alright, let's see. On, power. Hum the second I turn, the second I plugged it in, I get hum. The second I plugged it in, I get hum. I don't get it. Okay, I'm out of battery. Problem is solved though. This ground wire was broken. I had to resplice it. Now, no hum. No hum at all. So, I had to omit some of the copyrighted music segments, so you probably hear, I'll just, I flashed some text up there just saying that copyrighted music was playing. So, anyway, as always, if you like what you see, hit like, hit subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. If you choose to ever watch one of mine again, maybe you won't because this one was probably horrible. Thanks, bye.